I got a really deep thought. I want you to ask yourself, when you think about how close you are to people that you don't even know, that could actually be dangerous. You don't know your neighbor. You don't really know your neighbor. Think about all the quirky, weird, and funny stuff that you do that you don't want other people to see. Now imagine your neighbor doing the same thing, but even worse. And then the neighbor next to them, even worse. And that's your neighborhood. Those are your neighbors. And the only thing that really separates you from your neighbor is a fence. A little wiry, creaky fence. And the fence has holes in it. Even if it's wooden, it still has spaces in it. So there's really no separation. Your neighbor, you're crazy. I don't want to say crazy like mentally ill crazy, 'cause I'm not downgrading the mentally ill. But people would label their behavior abnormal. And that's your neighbor. But I'm not only talking to you at this given moment, I'm actually talking to your neighbor. So, in essence, I'm talking about you. Know thyself. You don't even know yourself. So, you definitely don't know your neighbor. Do you know your neighbor? What's their last name? When's their birthday? Where they from? Okay. Even if your family member is your neighbor, do you really know your neighbor? The reason that I'm actually discussing the aspects of a neighbor is because neighbors make up a community. And if everybody has a crazy neighbor, then you living in a crazy neighborhood community. Philosopher A.D. Jones.